I would say that the US government just truly misunderstood how young people in America hate being told what to do. But it's not just the young people. That's it. That's my intro. Hey, I'm Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about the potential demise of TikTok and the rise of RedNote, Redbook, or Xiaohongshu. My understanding is that in the App Store it says RedNote, but the correct translation from Xiaohongshu is Redbook. I've kind of been using them interchangeably, but I've been trying to call it Redbook, mainly because I know that scares people, and I do find that funny. But really quick, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Squarespace. Whether you're thinking of starting a new business or you're just thinking of revamping an existing business, Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform to help you do so. Squarespace has a ton of incredible pre-made templates available, and with Design Intelligence, you are able to customize any part of the template. Squarespace makes it super easy to get started selling content like online courses or videos, and they make it super easy to manage payments with Squarespace Payments. Maybe you just want a gallery to show off work and content, and they make it super easy to connect all of your multimedia accounts. Go to squarespace.com to get started on a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/swellentertainment to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you again, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video. As I'm recording this, it is January 18th. You can see that there. And also, I wanted to show you me in Lewis Hamilton's 2008 championship-winning Formula One car. Drivers' Championship, but you got my point. As I'm recording this, the ban is supposed to go through tomorrow. When this comes out, we'll know for certain, obviously. But it's been an annoying week, okay, for TikTok in particular. I was already having a bad week because my city is still on fire as I'm recording this, which is fun. The fires are mostly contained, but things are still burning, so that's awful. So already on edge, upset, sensitive, annoyed, you know? And then everyone has something to say about the TikTok ban and whether or not it will happen or not, okay? And so that's been just furthering the on-edge feeling and annoying. And I'm very fortunate in that I do not rely on TikTok as an app for income, okay? It's not even like one of my larger platforms. It's had more following on it than my Instagram, and Instagram makes me no money, but I did make some money from TikTok, okay? I would think in total, I think the number is like $1,600 over the span of like 4 years now, 5 years, 4.5 years, something like that, okay? So not nothing, but not substantial compared to what I make from YouTube and Twitch, okay? And so, but you know, you guys know I do quite a bit of research on TikTok. I share a lot of content from TikTok in reference to discussion for commentary and the like. I get a lot of event recommendations via TikTok and things like that, but not even just from a content creator perspective. I am a user of TikTok. I like scrolling. I am a student of content. I like being entertained and getting new recipes and learning about new shows and watching funny videos and seeing new musicians pop up and things like that. As a user, I am sad about the potential of TikTok going away and angry at, you know, the fact that quite a few of my friends are losing a bulk of their income, if not all of it. Hi. Obviously, the dumbest going dark period of TikTok happened literally the day I filmed this. TikTok went dark for a whopping 12 hours, if that, and then came back and thanked President Trump, who wasn't even inaugurated yet at the time. As far as publicity stunts goes, that was embarrassing for everyone involved. I assume they were trying to be like, look, Trump has power before he's in office. But if they really wanted, I don't want to give you fuckers ideas, but if you really wanted to like really try and get the young people on Trump's side and things like that, you would do the smart thing and let it be dark for like a good 48 hours until he was inaugurated, and then have him do the first thing that he does is, you know, TikTok's back, you know, or whatever. Because then people would have already started going through withdrawals because it is a dopamine reaction for people to swipe on TikTok. And so they would have been severely lacking from the withdrawals and then do it. And then you might have actually had a result because the way the TikTok came back, everyone was like, whoa, this feels weird and icky. Don't like this. And anyways, Trump signed a, I believe, 75-day extension for the TikTok ban, and they have to sell 50%, if not 51%, it looks like a majority percentage, to a US-based company. TikTok has always said they don't want to sell. Who knows if that was BS, and they've just been in Trump's pocket for the last 2 years, probably. Who knows? I don't know. I don't really care. I'm operating as if it's going away in 75 days. So, well, it's not 75 days now. It's more like 68 at the time we're recording this. Okay, bye. Enjoy the video. I've always talked about diversifying and things like that when, as a creator, like even, you know, YouTube, I don't rely just on this money. I also do Twitch. I did TikTok. That's going away, but I wasn't relying on it. Sponsorships as well. I try not to rely on sponsorships. I've talked a lot about diversifying. And so quite a lot of people that I know that were TikTokers have been actively making the effort. But the reality of it is it's just difficult, especially with, you know, the way that TikTok was and, you know, the way that YouTube is and Shorts is and Instagram is. And so it's just been difficult for people to grow. And so this is hitting a lot of people very hard because there just has always been seemingly pushing it off. And I was with a friend not too long ago and she said, I looked at one of my videos from 2020 and it started with, in case this app gets banned, because they've just been. My point is that there's been a lot of wishy-washy, save it, won't save it. I just got a text telling me that Donald Trump will potentially give it a 90-day reprieve, the app. If anything, it's just kicking the can down the road, okay? And that's been off and on constantly. You know, a representative said, let's give it another 280 days or 300 days. That got smacked down, okay? We've got the Supreme Court. They agreed to take the case or hear the case. Great. Nope. Unanimously upholding the ban. Okay. Biden, hey, I'm not going to enforce the ban on the 19th. I'm going to leave that to the next administration because Trump's inauguration is on the 21st, I believe. We're going to push that further. Okay. But, you know, that may not have anything to do with anything. He also could just sign an executive order to smack down the ban. He's choosing not to do that. Biden, I should say. Trump, again, now apparently saying, I'm not going to ban it. We're going to potentially give them a 90-day reprieve. The CEO of TikTok has been invited to the inauguration to go with Donald Trump. Who knows? I don't know. At this point, I'm operating as if it's going to be banned tomorrow because I'm just annoyed. And again, I want to make it abundantly clear upon you seeing this. We'll know for certain what the deal is by the time this video comes out. I don't care if it's Biden. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's the heavenly sky daddy himself. I don't care. Whoever decides to say, no, the US people deserve freedom of speech. The TikTok ban is unconstitutional. It's going to stay. I'm not saying thank you because all of this was annoying and angering. Anyways, let's talk about RedNote. One of the criticisms of TikTok, okay, is that it is a Chinese-owned app, and therefore, by using it, it is you are giving your data, U.S. users' data, and U.S. information, okay, to the Chinese Communist Party. There have been claims made that the US government, the reason partially that they voted yes for the ban, one, it was couched in a humanitarian aid bill. Some government officials who all were on TikTok at the same time, which was the other thing. So it's unsafe for the American people, but our politicians, they get to be on the app. Anyways, one of the people that voted yes on the ban of TikTok is a TikTok user who got a lot of goodwill from sharing on TikTok about different things that are happening in the US government and things like that. And like, here's what we voted on, here's why I voted, things like that, okay? And he shared that apparently things were shared about TikTok to them that were very concerning.
If I were in your shoes, I would probably feel the same way. I would see someone who used this app to build a following and then appears to have voted against it, and I would be upset. And I would feel like I deserved more of an explanation. So here goes. I like this app. I've been able to reach a lot of people and hear directly from them, and it's been great. I'm also in Congress, and I've been a part of some briefings about this app that were genuinely alarming. When I was reading the bill, the part I agreed with was the part that tries to force a sale, because I figured this would just be a better app if we didn't have to worry about the stuff that comes with it being potentially controlled by an adversarial government. The part I didn't like was the part that threatens a ban. Half the country is on this app. It has become a force for good in the lives of millions of people. So I weighed those two things, and the reason I voted for it was because I genuinely believe the chance of a ban is practically zero.
And no one has said what these things were. or if there was any truth to any of these claims. But that seems to be one of the reasons of like, oh, no, we actively have proof of the danger, but we don't get to know about what that proof is, okay? And yes, there are some data and things that TikTok takes that suck, okay? But so does Meta, so does Twitter, so does YouTube. There's a lot of companies that have data access, but the reality of it is that I'm not taking credit for this claim, I saw someone else say this, data is the new oil. It is incredibly valuable, especially for, profiting, selling, things like that. Okay. And so the US doesn't like that they, one, have no control over, what TikTok users are saying, seeing, doing, etc. I believe it was Mitt Romney in particular that I will find this clip where, again, he said, we don't like that we lost control of the discussion around Palestine.
Some wonder why there was such overwhelming support for us to shut down potentially TikTok or other entities of that nature. If you look at the postings on TikTok and the number of mentions of Palestinians relative to other social media sites, it's overwhelmingly so among TikTok broadcasts. So I'd note that's of real interest, and the president will get the chance to make action in that regard.
Most users do not care about the data situation, okay? Maybe because they don't understand the risks of the data situation or what. Some people are actively deleting, their using of Meta and things like that. A lot of people are just deleting the apps off their phones, Threads, etc., Facebook, but they don't want to lose their username. So it's just like it exists, but like they don't want like people to impersonate them and things like that. At least that's what I've been seeing for a couple of creators. But as far as the data goes and like, okay, we're going to go to RedNote or Redbook and I'm going to actively use an app that is a Chinese app and I'm going to actively give them my data. Because what are they going to do with it that a US company isn't going to do with it? People are acknowledging that there is a potential data risk, okay, with just, again, I'm not saying that because this app is a Chinese run app, that Xiaohongshu is a Chinese run app, your data is automatically more risk. I am not saying that at all. I am saying that people are just straight up saying, I don't care if they take my data or not. I saw someone download it on their iPad and they were like, look, and it's asking, can we track you in other apps? And she giggled and hit allow.
Allow Xiaohongshu to track you across other companies' apps and websites? Oh, sweetheart.
I have seen people be like, I'm going to mail my fingerprints and social security card to China. I'm just going to do it because I want them to know I don't care. It's a handful of different things to why people are doing certain things with going onto RedNote. But the reality of it is that people love TikTok. Users, creators, etc. Okay. And they want that same experience because that same experience on TikTok does not exist on Reels. The comment section's full of weirdos. Not even weirdos, just like mean people on Instagram still. It's actively gotten worse. It's fascinating. Weird. Shorts, work in progress. I do think if the user base of Shorts gets more diverse, like the actual people that are just sitting there scrolling through Shorts, that Shorts will become better. But right now it's just like a lot of AI slop, a lot of stuff geared towards young boys. I've talked about this a lot. And we'll see if, more users coming over to Shorts, helps diversify the content being posted on Shorts. We'll see. That's a long-term thing. But a lot of my friends that are people of color are like, I hate the excessive racism that I experience on Shorts. Multiple of my friends have come and told me that. That's not something that I like. And that's an ongoing problem that has been persisting for months, if not over a year. And so people are just like, I want the fun side of TikTok on another app. So then you have RedNote. RedNote, my understanding, went over an extreme overhaul of changes in the last 2 weeks, if not less time. The other social media site I heard it referred to a lot was more like Pinterest. And then I heard people say it was more of an information sharing app and almost more of a search engine type of thing.
This app was originally designed for information sharing as well as searching rather than short form content or scrolling. This means that the general expectations for the quality of content is significantly higher.
They have now made it more like TikTok, potentially because TikTok refugees as people are referring to the new American users on RedNote, they're actively overhauling the app and making changes and things like that. For example, because a lot of people were commenting on my TikToks and things like that, like, are you going to RedNote? I went to RedNote mainly to check it out, and also because I knew there's probably a video in here or there, you know, because is this a replacement for TikTok? No. The reality of it is I don't think there's ever going to be a replacement for TikTok, the same way that there was never a true replacement for Vine. Even TikTok was never a true replacement for Vine. And I don't think that needs to be the purpose of finding a new app. The reality of the situation, and I saw someone break it down really well, is that the reason TikTokers are not comfortable going to Reels is that Reels is a very polished thing. It's hot person LinkedIn. That is Reels, that is Instagram as a whole. Even as a creator, I've always said Instagram is where I'm hot. Like that's how I view Instagram. TikTok is my fun platform. YouTube is my bulk. You know, I'm a yapper. A lot of creators do feel the same thing, where even if they became full-time creators or influencers or whatever on TikTok, they preferred the low quality content, like the fun content, the less pressure content, because that's what TikTok started out as. A lot of people's friends weren't on TikTok, so it was like the fun platform for a lot of people, and then it just grew and grew. But that low effort content kind of persisted. That is just kind of not the same thing over on RedNote or other platforms as well. And so again, the transition to another app, especially an existing app, I don't think is likely. I just don't think so, because the culture of the apps are already baked into the apps as they are. You may want to change the culture. You may want to change things 100%. And the likelihood of new users coming in and changing the culture of the app, we're seeing that actively change on RedNote to the point that Chinese users are like, I genuinely don't like this now. Or they're being very welcoming and open. I've seen multiple of the same instances where people are like, oh my gosh, like, welcome. And then I've seen other comments and videos where it's like, hey, I don't like how quickly this app is changing now. I've seen a lot of Chinese Americans that live here in the US sharing their concerns about RedNote now being banned, or they're already talking about banning RedNote, which is not good, because a lot of Chinese Americans are sharing, like, this is how I keep in contact with my family. This is how I keep in contact with my culture while I'm in the US, because though there is Chinese content and Chinese creators on TikTok, it is fairly separated, I would say, or a lot of re-uploads is what I have personally experienced.
You know what, TikTok refugees? Last time when I fall asleep, I have 30,000 followers. But now I'm trying to sleep again. But now I have more than 90,000 followers. I was like, why? Why so fast? Could you guys make it a little bit slow? Slow it down, please. Thank you guys for following, but I need to sleep now.
Back to my point of like me getting onto RedNote. I've not made like my name on RedNote or anything like that. I have an account now because in order to continue scrolling, they did ask me to make an account. I don't see RedNote becoming like a new platform for me, mainly because again, TikTok just happened to start making money for me, but it was never something that I was like, I'm going to actively like start. I would be like, I'm gonna maybe start doing more content on TikTok, but I am fortunate enough that I have other platforms that do make money for me. Reels is not one of them, you know, but I do make some money on Threads. I have Twitch, I've got YouTube. I've got 2 channels now. I've got this and Girly Pop Go, you know, so my motorsport content I can still build up over there. I can see Redbook, if anything, being used more as like Tumblr for me. I've been really enjoying seeing the cultural exchange happening as someone who is very interested in other cultures and other religions and things like that. Like, it's been very interesting to see the cultural exchange happening, and like not even just in the videos, but in the comment sections of videos, like the back and forth and things like that. That's been very interesting to me. It's just been very interesting to see a like new assortment of videos being served to me, and like learning from like just my viewership and my favorites and likes and things like that. That's been interesting. But as far as like making content, I don't really think I want to do that. It's just not something that I'm interested in. I'm interested in learning the bits of Mandarin I've been learning. That's been fun. I'm not particularly good at it. I don't think my mouth can make certain words.
All right, now that everyone's more settled in, I'm going to teach you a few proper ways to compliment another woman on 小红书. Level 1, my Wi-Fi, 我老婆, is actually just my wife, intentionally misspelled. And yes, you can use this even if you're not a lesbian because it's an expression. Level 2, sister, kill me. 姐姐杀我, which just means slay sister. And you can chop me up on a cutting board if you want to.
Been interesting as to just scroll through an experience and to see, TikTok users, just the culture change very quickly on the platform, at least here in the US. I've been seeing like it's already disrespectful to not have your videos captioned in both English and Mandarin, like to have both captions on the screen. There is the cat tax that Chinese users have demanded. The cat tax is photos of your cat or dog, hamsters, guinea pigs, lizards. If you say, hi, I am a TikTok user coming over to check out this app, I'm learning, like, or whatever, the comment section will just be like, where's the cat tax? Or I am your Chinese spy, I've been looking for you. Lots of those jokes.
Hello, foreign user. I am a Chinese cat. Welcome to Xiaohongshu. Can you show me a photo of your cat?
People trying to understand a common thirst comment on TikTok, which is raw next question. Trying to see if there is a Mandarin translation for that. The love of Luigi. I'm not going into depth in this concept or this discussion because people's videos and channels have been getting got for discussing this. Redbook loves Luigi. I think when I first downloaded the app, like one of the first things I saw was like an edited like blush photo of Luigi. There's cosplays of Luigi on Redbook. Already recipes are like trending with American users from like Chinese recipes. Steamed eggs have become very popular and people are like, I already made my first recipe off of Redbook. I've already done it. Look, I did it. They taught me very well. I've been liking seeing all the cars in China because like I knew China had some cool cars, but like it's interesting to see their like some of their electric vehicles and things like that because like it's just been really interesting for me to see that. Morning routines, those are always fun for me. There's live streaming, there's messages, there's trending. You can have like a little pet. Why is James Charles trending in shop? I'm screenshotting this so you can see. Wait, go back. Where did it go? No, it's only Chinese characters now. My app very quickly just kind of put my language into English. I never had to sort into it, but of course there's shopping. I didn't like TikTok Shop, so I'm not engaging with Shop. I've been seeing just a lot of like, oh, here's how to post this way. Here's like this, like, please don't show excessive wealth. Please don't show excessive skin. I keep being shown very, very hot people, which I appreciate. Someone commented, posted, hey, be honest, do y'all want us Americans on this app? And let's see in the comment section. I want to see your cat if you have one, actual cat. Sorry, where I live, we're not allowed animals. They make me break out. Foreigners, show me your cat. Some people are sharing cat photos. Not gonna happen unless you don't pay the cat tax anymore. I'm British, joke's on you. That's been something that also has been interesting because Americans might be losing TikTok. TikTok users from other countries are like, all of my favorite users are American, or the funny users that I follow are American. Not to say that other people from other countries are not funny, but like you get my point. I'm just sharing what I've seen. So German users, British users, Canadian users. I think Canada might be talking about banning TikTok as well. I'm not certain. Just a variety of different users going over. And again, here for the cat tax. I think RedNote team is working overtime developing an app translating feature just for you guys. This is from 2 days ago. I actually feel bad about that. That's fair.
I've been on Xiaohongshu for like 3 days and they're already bullying me into leading a healthier life. I was watching all those cooking videos where they make stuff in like the rice cookers and I was like, oh, these look amazing, but I don't eat rice. And they were like, no, you can't do that. It's all well and good. You're going to learn Mandarin, but you got to start eating some rice. And they said, make sure you find one that has like a little steaming basket because you're an American and you probably don't eat enough veggies. And then I got like the little electric kettle because they're like, yeah, you got to stop drinking soda, like try tea, some warm water and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's been 3 days and the Chinese are already bullying me into leading a healthier life.
The cultural exchange happening as well has been people being like explaining each other's propagandas that their countries have told them about the other country. What's been frustrating, I think, for a lot of Americans and like kind of pulling the wool over their eyes for American users on RedNote is them realizing that like our realities in the US, it sounds so bad to other countries that they believe their government is lying to them. The one that I saw referenced a lot is that Americans have to pay for their own ambulances. Some Chinese users believed that that was American propaganda, like anti-American propaganda from their government.
Someone on RedNote asked if it's true that minimum wage in the US hasn't been increased in 16 years or if that was just their government's propaganda. Someone else in the comments of RedNote asked if we really had to pay for an ambulance in America or if that was just their government's propaganda too.
Can you believe Chinese immigration agencies are saying that Americans have such a high salary that one person can support a family of 5 or 6?
That's the one that I saw quite a bit. What was the other one? Oh, someone was like, oh, what's your best American joke? Someone said, why do you eat like your healthcare is free? Or, okay, hold on, give me a second, don't shoot. I'm just sharing the jokes I have seen, but some of these I was like, oh. A lot of Americans that are living in China, whether for teaching or school or whatever, you know, are sharing like their housing situation and things like that, or like why they moved to China and things like that, which has been interesting. A lot of people are showing their apartments and their homes. They don't have credit scores there. I believe that is credit scores a strictly American thing. I'm fairly certain. My credit score is not good right now. And so to see the discussion of credit scores and things like that, or like the grocery shopping and the grocery hauls happening in China when a lot of Americans are struggling to grocery shop right now and feed their families, has been a devastating but also very interesting cultural exchange to see. The phones, people have been looking at the tech in China. That's another thing that a lot of people, you know, have been sharing. It's like, oh, American propaganda has always been that like things from China are cheap. And it's like, okay, but a lot of our stuff is also made in China. And then how come their tech is somehow cheaper than our tech if our tech is also made there, you know? And so the discussions around that and what's happening. Oh, something that I thought was interesting that someone pointed out on Twitter. Hold on. I as someone who's nosy and likes learning about different cultures, and this has been fascinating to see, like the social media side of things like this. Someone pointed out the differences in video formatting. This is on Threads. I screenshotted this. This is from Roxanne Futer. I don't have much to say yet about RedNote, but I gotta share that cultural differences in content creation aesthetic are hilarious. Here's a graphic made by a Chinese user to depict how weird it is that Americans are filming with a big head point of view. And basically to show that like a lot of Chinese users are filming from like waist up or further back from the camera. Little like this, whereas a lot of American users are filming with their head in the entire view of the screen. Like it's just the big head view. And I just find that is a very like TikTok centric type of thing. So it's very interesting to see that also translating over into Redbook. It's just, I don't know, like I love finding things like that. It's just like those are interesting to me. I have been seeing some reports on TikTok, not on RedNote, of TikTokers getting offered brand deal opportunities for RedNote. I don't know how accurate or how real some of these are because there are a lot of spam offers that do come through as a, you know, creator. I've talked about this quite extensively on my channel for years. So I don't know how accurate a lot of these are, but I have seen a couple of RedNote users say there is no monetization feature on RedNote, but the way some big creators make money is through brand deals. I'm enjoying the scroll through. It's very interesting to me. I like learning.
Ooh, a fresh pie. Save me a slice. That's good. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's... All right, that's good. Okay. All right, okay, all right. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's enough slices!
Some users are learning Mandarin very quickly. My brain does not work like that, unfortunately, so I'm just taking my time. But I do like the videos where it's like, here's how to say bread, and then they just like say it 90 bajillion times. That's how I learn languages. That's my best bet. Duolingo, which Duolingo uses AI, so keep that in mind. But Duolingo did say that, I believe it was, what was the number they said? Duolingo sees a 216% spike in US users learning Chinese amid TikTok ban and move to RedNote. 216% increase. TikTokers just assigned a random man the CEO of RedNote. He was not CEO. They were just like, oh yes, the CEO welcomed us. And he was just a man with round glasses and in a turtleneck and a hat. They just decided he was the CEO. He like lives in Vancouver or something, and him and his girlfriend have been making videos like, Senator, I'm Canadian, and things like that in reference to the CEO of TikTok saying, Senator, I'm Singaporean, when they just kept saying, how affiliated are you with the Chinese Communist Party? Again and again and again. And he was like, I am from Singapore. I am Singaporean. What are you asking me to say? So he's running with the joke. I'll give him credit because even the news was like, the RedNote CEO is welcoming American users. And he's like, I am not the CEO. I can't just sit here and scroll through the app because that's all this video will be. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to download RedNote or go to Redbook or anything like that. Xiaohongshu, I'm not going to do that. I am telling you, I am having fun just being a user and scrolling and just consuming content. I'm having fun. That's all I'm going to say. As far as a creator goes and things like that, it's not personally what I wanted to go about and do with this because, you know, I can't say that this won't be banned as well. I think the main thing I'm going to miss as well as a creator across the board, like, I think CapCut's getting banned too. It's like all part of, you know, owned by ByteDance, same with Lemonade. I'm bummed CapCut's gonna go away. So video editors, softwares, you have the chance to not suck and do what CapCut does. Their captioning function works really well. Get good. Okay. As far as downloading RedNote, I mean, you know, use your own discernment. If you are worried about the data elements and things like that, that is your call. I'm not going to sit here and be like, it's not a big deal, because for some others, it's going to be a big deal, and for others it won't. I'm telling you to be an adult and make a decision. And if you don't like that your government, you know, is infringing upon your ability for freedom of speech and your ability to advertise your business or make money as a creator or to, you know, market your company and brand, etc. Like the ramifications of this on the US economy, they're not even ready. They don't even know. A TikTok video managed to sell out cucumbers in multiple cities because of a recipe. That's it. Like they're not even ready for what this is going to do. Oh God, we'll see if TikTok gets banned today, tomorrow, you know, we're gonna see. TikTok has said like, oh, hey, we may just pull the plug just to be done and prove a point. Cause I don't like this wishy-washy back and forth bullshit. I don't think anyone does, you know, make the decision so that we can react accordingly or mourn or whatever the fuck. Do I think that TikTok not being banned is going to make people stop using Redbook? No, I think people are like the cultural exchange alone. People are making friends in around the world, you know, and that's one of the things that I personally loved about TikTok. It's like I have managed to make mutuals and friends with so many creators from so many different countries that like the way their content is, like I never would have found them or met them on Instagram or YouTube, just because it's not the same type of app. And so like that's one thing that I'm personally going to miss is, you know, just the like even friends that I've met through YouTube doesn't show me their content, you know, like we stay connected via TikTok, and that's just going away now. And that's just, you know, awful and a bummer. The edits as well, that's something that I've been saying a lot, is that like edit culture just in general that exists on TikTok, like really can exist on other platforms, not really, just because it just won't, like, and you may not even be shown it. Okay, hang on, I'm making myself sad. Anyways, that's going to be it. Were you on TikTok? Are you bummed TikTok is banned? Did you sign any of the TikTok postponement ban petitions or anything like that? Are you on RedNote or Xiaohongshu or Redbook? What do you prefer to call it? Are you learning Mandarin? Do you learn other languages easy, or have you found that learning Mandarin is easier for you? Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I stream on Twitch. Reminder that Swell Entertainment is now available on Spotify. Reminder to use code SWELL for 10% off on gamer subs. Reminder to check out Girly Pop Go if you want to see more motorsport content and things like that. Shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you'd also like to support the channel via memberships, you can go ahead and click join down below. Like to follow me on all my other socials. That'll be all up here. TikTok was never added to this list, and maybe that was a prophecy. That's going to be it. Have a lovely day. Goodbye. Guanwo Pishi. That's I don't give a fuck. I don't think I said that right.